History has taught us that whenever the so-called elitist, know-it-all rulers of society finally figure out how terrible of a job they've done, they tuck tail and run, leaving the little people behind to figure out how to survive. This age of information is revealing all necessary truths to bring freedom. Because this time, the title carriers cannot escape the ship and save themselves. This time, the so-called captains have to either help save the ship or they will go down with it. The universe has had enough blown up, beautiful bodies wasted and laid in ruin because people wanted to put themselves above others. Yes, respect is due to those who've earned it, and mutual respect is just the same. Simply put, if you want to be treated like a god, you must first learn how to act like one. Just because you and some of your friends use that title does not mean that you have earned it. True gods understand godliness, and therefore they do not require worship. Hello, family. I wanted to jump on here and bring you part 2 of the series that we're currently finishing doing right now. It is burning up residual energies, as we're doing right now in this season, and there's a lot going on. We have crossed over from the season of Gemini into the season of Cancer, and we are feeling the effects of the transition that is taking place right now. For those of us that are aware of what's going on, the Bible talks about how Yeshua said, I came to bring good news to the poor. And that word poor can be broken down in so many different ways. But the bottom line is, like I said, history has taught us that whenever the so-called rulers figure out just how truly messy things have gotten, they've always pulled out and got gone and let the chips fall where they may. And yeah, that has worked for time immemorial. But that's not what's going to happen. Not with this planet. No. She is in the process of rebirthing herself. And she's not going to allow anyone to destroy her, because it's her choice. And she has a whole lot of help in this fight. So, as I stated before, in discussing burning up residual energies, we're going to be talking about rooting out residual energies. And like I said before in the previous video, all of the squatters in mama's house, they gonna either have to pay up or they gonna get kicked out. Now, some of that has already taken place, but I want to read you this as it was given to me. Renters, they give you a grace period to pay your rent, right? We all know that. Afterwards, if the rent is not paid, then those squatting in the property are either forced out or they have to pay in order to stay. When you get a chance, look in Luke chapter 21. So there's either going to be payment or eviction. Payment or eviction. Pay your way, pay to stay, or get the hell out. This is the season that we're in. This is why the residual energies have to go, because they can no longer abide for free. There were energies that came into this time, if you will, about 1,000 years ago, as it's been given to me, and they hijacked this timeline. They were before their time, and so they decided to go backwards in time because they didn't like the age that they were in. Anyway, so for about a good 1,000 years now, there has been a hijacking of the timeline, and thus society has degraded into what we see made manifest today. All of those energies have to go, and I don't care where they hide. I don't care where they try to hide out, tuck tail, run. Nothing is hidden anymore. If Big Brother is gonna be on the bottom end, Big Brother is on the medium, the low, the high, the highest, the higher than the high, and the higher than that high, and the high. Everybody is watching right about now. And we have help, family. We have a whole lot of people that are rooting for us. So we don't have anything to worry about. We really don't. We can continue our assist with helping Mother Nature rebirth herself. And we can do that in full confidence that it's going to be done. We're going to get the job done because we just going to do that. It just is what it is. So, this is how it was explained to me. What happened was, apparently, and it's a lot of information, but I'm going to just give it to you the way it was gave to me. And he that has an ear to hear, let him hear. And he that does not, hey, whatever. Okay, I ain't got no argument with you. But the bottom line is, these energies came into this timeline and they bid on it. They said, well, we're going to make this timeline into such and such and such the way we want it to be. And it's going to be everything we want it to be. Okay. And that worked up until a certain point. But just like the book of Job, Job was supposed to, according to his enemy, he was supposed to curse God and die. Now, Job had a lot to say during that time. He had some questions. But one thing he did not do was curse God and die. A whole lot of people around him died. People that he knew and loved dearly. He lost a lot of things. But he did not do what the bidders or the bidder said that he was going to do. Didn't do that. And therefore, the one that bet on Job doing that lost the bet. Now, That's the simplest way I can break this situation down. But the bottom line is, from what I was told, that's what happened. And so now the bet is up. It's time to pay up, because no matter what was done to the beings in this timeline, they still found knowledge, wisdom, understanding. They still kept courage, faith, love. They kept that. Remnants and pockets of it stayed constant throughout time. And so now here we are. And now mother is ready to give birth. And her children are assisting her in that. It was bet that that couldn't happen, that wouldn't happen, that we would never be able to rise to the occasion. And we did. So now what happens? Well, let me ask you a question. For those of you that's from the hood, if you make a bet, or somebody you know make a bet, and that bet, let's say, was for $500, and old boy lose that bet, and he don't want to pay up, what you think finna happen to old boy? You think he just gonna be able to slide off and not pay up that money in the hood? um um we just gonna leave that right there. Say live, pause, and think about that one. So this world was turned into a place full of addicts. We're all addicted to something, be it drugs and alcohol, be it food, be it television, be it our houses and our cars and our money and our jewelry and our sexual addiction and sexual nature, and just whatever it is. Okay, it's a whole laundry list of addictions. But the bottom line is, whether it be a Red Bull or whether it be a cigarette, probably just about each and every person that you know has some sort of vice that they're fighting. This world was turned into a world full of addicts. How was that so? It is so because those who hijacked this timeline were addicts themselves. What were they addicted to? Well, the first thing we know that they were addicted to was gambling. Because if they had have had wisdom enough to see, truly see, the plan of God in this, then they would have already known that they were betting and were going to lose the bet. But they couldn't help themselves. And the old folks used to say misery loves company. And it does. Because anybody who is addicted to something, be it power, be it control, be it domination, be it whatever it is, if I am an addict to something, I want some company. I want somebody to agree with my addiction. So if I'm an addict, I'm going to make you one. And so now here we are, all fighting these types of energies, fighting to get away from things that we've fought our whole lives. Some of us are unraveling right now generational things that have been in our families for decades on top of decades on top of decades. This is what the residual energies being burnt up is all about. We're saying no to all of these different, yet some of them subtle addictions. And so here we are. The time is up. The bet has been lost. And it's time to pay up. And some people don't want to because of several reasons. Be it that they don't have the money. Be it that they don't have the credits spiritually to pay up. Be it that they just don't want to do it. Or they feel like they can't. It's not our place to judge any type of energy. It is our job to look and see so that we can learn from it. But teams are here. Spiritual teams are here to assist in this transition. And we just have to know that the best thing to do right now, despite of what we've been through, is to be the brightest light that we can be. Be the biggest and brightest light that we can possibly be. Burn as bright as we can. This will not only help to raise our own vibrations, this will help to raise the vibration of the world and those around us. It's going to help us all transition into a world that is about family. What good is life without family? Without those that you can be around that love you and you love, that you get along with, that you can be peaceful with, that you can nurture and understand, that you can give and they give back. To hell with the world that it's always about somebody being on the take, being selfish as hell, always trying to figure out what they can get out the deal and then leave you wanting. The hell with that. The hell with that reality. It's time to cast those who want to live in that darkness into their own reality, so that we can finally get on with enjoying ours. It's time to strengthen what remains. It's just time to do that. It took me several years to understand what's going on, and it took a lot of research. It took a lot of inner work, and not just researching, history and what has went on, but researching my own cycles of life and finding the commonality between so many different um, subjects and interests, and this is an amazing time that we're living in right now. To be here to witness and experience this transition is just something that is beyond me. I'm just so grateful to be alive right now, and it has taken me a long time to be able to say that and mean it. But I want to I want to close with this vision I had. It was about 2 years ago this happened, and it just really ties into everything that's going on right now and why I'm seeing the things that I'm seeing, not just in the spiritual realm, but in the natural. And the more I dig into this, the history of this, the more it makes sense. But about 2 years ago, I was at my mom's house, and, and I was in there chilling, minding my own business, like most of the time, and I began to see a mother and a father. But these were like angelic type of beings. These were like, you know, big, like, big beings. And I heard like some sort of commotion going on, like kind of like you be in the house and you hear like a mother and a father fussing about what's going on with kids. And I was listening. I was just kind of listening to what was going on. And so it was like the mother and the father was in the house, and they was they was mad because it was almost like the kids was supposed to be cleaning up the house and before mama and daddy got back home, kind of like thing. And apparently one of the kids just wouldn't. They just would not clean up their room. And it was like all of the kids had their own room. Well, the older ones was like, man, you better get your stuff clean your room up, get this house clean before mom and daddy get home. And I guess, this particular, he wasn't the oldest, he wasn't the youngest, but, he was just, I think, kind of sort of maybe in the middle or something. I don't know. But just kept chilling. And next thing you hear, mom and dad is pulling up. So now some folks are scrambling because they trying to hurry up and get stuff done real fast for mom and dad to get in the house. Well, some was chilling. They was like, sure, my stuff already done. I'm going in my room and I'm finna go shut the door and chill. Well, some, like I said, was scrambling. And this one particular one, I guess, hadn't did nothing at all. So the mom and the dad, and I'm hearing all this take place. The mom and the dad, they come home and they come into the house and they look around and they see some things undone. And they are pissed. They're pissed. And it was like what I began to hear was the excuses. Here come, well, such and such said that they was gonna do it, and such and such. You know how the finger pointing started. We all know how that goes. But some kind of way, the parents found out that this one particular kid basically didn't do nothing and said they wouldn't gonna do nothing to help clean up. And that was not no good thing. That was not. That was not no good thing because both the mama and the father was pissed. And what I heard was the mama say, I'm gonna handle this. And when I heard that, when I heard that, my intelligence was really raised because now I'm like, oh, whoever this is finna get the beating of their life. And oh my gosh. I was in my mom's kitchen. Mind you, she completely oblivious to any of this stuff going on. She watching television in the living room. I'm between her kitchen, bedroom, and the guest bedroom. And like I'm listening to all of this in the fifth dimension. Like I'm hearing all of this stuff go on. And I'm just listening. All of a sudden, like I seen the mama and she like had wings, like, and they was big too. Like she had these big wings and she just looked like this big, beautiful, angelic being. And she said, I'm finna get that. And I just started hearing just beating. And when I started hearing them, like it was just, wait, I heard, I mean, it was the loudest screams I've ever heard. I was nervous. I was just so nervous. I was nervous. I was like, oh, Lord, because I was in the kitchen trying to give me something to drink or something. And I was just, I had to go sit down. So my mama, my biological mama, she don't know none of this is going on. I went back in my room where I was asleep and I just sat down on the bed. I just sat down on the bed because all I heard was beating. I mean, beating. Oh, it was bad. And I was hearing the loudest shrieks and sounds. And it's like I could see her going from one side to the other like she was floating because she had wings. And she was just, whack. I mean, she was, ooh, she was beating that ass. Y'all, she was beating that ass. And one of the things I heard was because he knew what he was doing and he did it anyway. And I was like, ooh. I told him if he didn't, I was going to beat his ass. He knew what he was doing, and he did it anyway. And it was like she was swooping down, like up and down, like this, and beating that ass. That went on for about 20 minutes. I'm hearing all of this. It was the longest ass kicking I have ever heard in my entire life. It was scary. It was violent. And it sounded like it was necessary from what I heard. And then what I heard, oh yeah, by the way, what I heard was all of the siblings going in their rooms. All I could hear was choo, 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 choo. Everybody was going in their rooms. everybody was going in their room, scampering in their room, closing the door because they didn't want no parts of that ass whooping. Ain't nobody had to tell them to go in their rooms. They just went in their rooms and shut their doors. After about 20 minutes, it sounded like the mama got tired a little bit. And that's when the father took over and started whooping that ass too. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. Anybody, see, now I know. It just hit me. See, now I know why. The Bible says it's better for you not to know than it is for you to know and not do. What I heard and what I saw was the scariest thing I've ever experienced in my life. When the Bible talks about the gnashing of teeth, that's what I heard in the spirit, and it was the scariest thing I'd ever heard. All I can tell y'all is I'm gonna be doing everything in my power to get my house in order this season. That's all I can tell you, because I don't want no parts of that ass whooping I heard. See, I heard it, therefore I'm responsible for it. This was 2 years ago. In October of 2020 is when I heard it. So almost 3. No, wait a minute. This is 2022. Almost 2 years ago is when I heard that. I don't want no parts of that ass whooping I heard. So with that being said, the universe is speaking right now. And I hope everybody that believes that the universe speaks got their eyes and their ears open. Because he that has an ear to hear, let him hear. And he that call himself don't want to listen, too bad, so sad for you. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and jump off here. Keep bringing the light. Keep bringing your messages strong. Listen, we got a lot of work to do, y'all. And we can get there together. A family that prays together will stay together. I love you all. God bless you. God keep you. And we will see you next time.